Focus podcast, and we're talking a little Cowboys football. Who last we talked, it was it was a down week overall for this podcast. The state had lost, Lions had lost, or Lions didn't play. The
Lions were on the bye week.
Lions are on the bye week. The only bright spot was Notre Dame's victory over Navy, which whatever. But anyhow. But the Cowboys at home just were like shell shocked by the Denver Broncos, and I bring that game back up because
down 30-0 at one point.
Yes, and thank you for some garbage touchdowns that led me to fantasy football victory that week by Dak Prescott. But the real thing that came out of that game, the press that came out of the game, and everyone was glamming onto is the fact that the Denver Broncos defense have just given the NFL the blueprint on how to beat the highest scoring offense in the NFL. They gave them the blueprint, and all you had to do was follow their scheme, and the Cowboys, the jig was up for the Cowboys. And everyone across the country sort of jumped on this. Cowboys haters in the press were all over it that this could turn their season upside down. Well, that was not the case because maybe it's you need the players executed. Maybe it was just a bad game, and it was definitely a bad game by Dak Prescott that day against Denver a couple weeks ago. He was off, his throws were off. But I said that's no excuse for the loss. You have other components in that game, and the Cowboys just did not execute, and Denver kept them off balance. The Cowboys were not happy about that loss, and they took it out on the Atlanta Falcons this past weekend, beating them 43-3. And I think the 43 points isn't surprising because they're averaging 40 points at home, except, they had the anomaly with the Denver game. The part that is even crazier about a pro football game, usually when a game gets that out of hand, a team tends to score some late points because your defense is playing soft. But Dan Quinn, who probably felt of this as a little bit of a revenge game after getting fired by the Falcons, did not let up defensively, and they held an offense who just came off of a comeback win over New Orleans the week prior to 3 points. I mean, it was the game you wanted to see as a fan.
Well, you broke their offense because they scored 0 points last night against the Patriots. So something's happened.
Yeah, and it was like. It was unbelievable. The Cowboys got their block punt again, except this time it turned into a touchdown for them instead of a turnover. So, there's games where things just don't go right for you. You're playing 17 games. You probably have a few that don't go right. And I'm going to look at the Denver game as a game that was a mashup of a good called game by Denver defensively and offensively, and a bad executed game by the Cowboys at times with drop balls and terrible throws by Prescott, who definitely did not look rusty. He was robotic in this game.
Wow.
They just
robot or robot?
Robot, not robot.
Okay.
That's a South Side thing. You
right.
grow up with hearing you grow up with hearing words throughout the English language pronounced slightly incorrectly.
Sandwich,
the jewels. So that's all fine and well. We have an intriguing matchup this year.
Yeah, who you playing?
The Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City, 325. Tune in. This will be the NFL game of the week.
Nice.
I'm not worried about the Cowboys scoring points because the Chiefs defense is a sieve. They're ranked towards the bottom of the league. That will be the issue. I think the issue is, as opportunistic as the Cowboys defense has been with turnovers and leading the league in that category, or maybe they're second now, whatever, they're right at the top. They're also been really susceptible in their secondary to big plays. And there's a lot of people, there's a lot of receivers and a pretty good tight end over there named Travis Kelce. There's more than a few weapons you have to worry about with the Kansas City offense. Now, the other thing about the Kansas City offense is the Cowboys, even with injuries to DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory, still have a pretty fierce pass rush. And the offensive line of the Chiefs is new, basically, because of all the issues they had last year, and it doesn't always hold up. So, to me, the key in this game is twofold. Can the Cowboys stay in a pass defense, create pressure with the front four, and contain a mediocre KC running game by just keeping four men, like just using the four-man front and not overly committing to the run? If they can do that, that would be an easy victory. I don't think it's going to be an easy victory, but I think the Cowboys are going to win. They are my upset special this week because they're underdogs, and I'm giving them a 38-35 victory. I would totally bet the over in this, which I already did.
Yeah,
it's
nice.
It's 56 or 56.5. It's a joke.
What's the spread?
2.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you're picking them to outright win it.
Outright win by 3. So they even cover the points there. It's plus 116. It's not even that bad. I mean, it's almost a pick 'em. So I'm picking them to win. I haven't picked them yet for an upset special. I thought I should.
Yeah, you should.
And I think that will. Again, I think it's going to be a fun game to watch for just for a casual NFL fan, or someone who doesn't really give a shit who wins either way. It should be a pretty fun game.
I will be tuning in.
Yeah, that it should be a high scoring affair.